Daniel Farhan to start off the table topic session.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. Now, I know I can see in your eyes that as the end of the year draws near, you're contemplating of your life's choices, but don't worry. Allow me to help you through these table topics that comes in the form of tarot cards. They can, trust me, they can actually help you in the future. And they might actually help you find the answers you're looking for. Now, all you have to do is just step forward, pick a card that actually speaks to you, and express the answer through an impromptu speech. Although, mind you, I would actually have to ask that you abide by the time. After 1 minute, the device would turn a friendly green. Then, after 1 minute and 30 seconds, it would be a fearful amber. And finally, once in 2 minutes, is a fiery red. and of course, if you actually keep this up for 30 seconds, the bell will ring. So it's best that you actually stop and let somebody else have a go. So, may I have my first volunteer? Hello. What's your name?
My name is Sharp.
Sorry?
Sharp.
Shut up.
Yeah.
All right. We are the architects of our destinies. Shut up.
Yes.
We are the architects of our destinies.
Yes.
Good luck.
All right. Good evening, everyone. The phrase, we are the architects of our destinies, literally translates to we control our future. That's what it's trying to say. And if you look at it from an architect's perspective, architects are supposed to construct or design indoor halls, schools, universities, anything with multi-story buildings they construct. In that same way, we are expected by our parents, by our colleagues, our peers, by our bosses, everyone, to move forward with our aspirations to what we want to be. Me, personally, I want to be a businessman in the future. It's very boring, but that's how I want my architect career to go. Like, everyone has a different view of how they want to conduct their plan. Everyone has a different plan on how to construct their architectural planning. So, for example, I can see like some people here would want to be a doctor or engineer. For them, they have to go about life a very different way from what I have to go through. For me, I have to go attend class, and I have to go simply just write my name in attendance and come back home and study. For engineers, it's a very, very different life for them. They have to study all year round, and same for doctors. So that's how we are different in how we plan our lives. And yeah, basically, we have to start with our foundations. All of us are at a point of our lives where now we're designing our rooms. Speaking from the architectural point of view, a foundation was when we went to kindergarten. That was our foundation, and we moved forward from that spot. We went to into kindergarten, we went to class 1, class 2, O levels, A levels, and that's how we move forward. And that's how architects look about this as well. They look at the future part. They don't just start from the end. They have to work it out. So basically, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Carol, you can keep this.
All right. Thank you.
All right. It's actually very interesting to actually have that sort of perspective, especially when everybody needs to be in unison in order to construct a better future. Now, may I have my next volunteer? You. What's your name? Hongqin. Pick a card. Right. Hongqin, forget about the New Year's resolution. Start the New Year's resolution. Forget about the New Year's resolution. Start the New Year's revolution. Hongqin. Good luck.
What does it mean?
Huh? That's up to you to decide.
So, New Year's, we think as it is about January. It's about 1 month away. But my type of New Year is today. I don't need a New Year resolution. I want to do this. I want to my weight loss goal. I'm gonna study this and that. My New Year resolution is I want to start today. If I notice that I'm overeating or I'm undereating, I'll make a schedule today and I'll work it out today. You don't really have to make a plan for a period for next year, which is going to take a really long time. Because if that passes, you may think when you fail your New Year resolution, you may think that I can't do this year. I have to do it next year. So we must cherish our time. We need to do things now, not later. Thank you.
Oh, shake hands.
Thank you.
That's always the issue. We have something planned for the next year, but it never happens. It takes sheer will to actually keep up with our vows. Now, just like marriage. And now, next. You?
Okay.
Okay, one more time, so that, okay. One, wait.
Go in front first, go in front.
Okay.
Right. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3, go! You're standing up, cheated. Pick one.
I think what's your name, Ali?
You didn't pick Vichu.
No.
Okay. That would be cheating.
No.
Toastmasters, okay. Competent communicator. ACB. Adi. Let go of the past, embrace the future. Let go of the past, embrace the future, Adi.
Let go of the past and embrace the future.
High school was hell. It was the worst 5 years of my life. And every single day, I would act very depressed. Not act, I will be very depressed. Because high school was like, hell. High school, and in those 5 years, I didn't really learn. In those 5 years, I think I didn't learn anything. But after entering college, after entering university, I realized the past doesn't matter anymore. Because the past actually made me who I am today. Yes, I may be fat and all that, but that doesn't matter. Because with the things that I learned in high school, all the things that I've been through, it made me a better person today. Like if I didn't go to that high school, I wouldn't be standing in front of you guys. Because of that high school also, I learned about myself and I can speak. And that's how I found my love for public speaking. But then thinking about it, I used to hold the past like a frick. I almost, the past was holding me back. But then once I let go, everything seems to be better. Like even when I'm doing my university applications, I keep thinking, oh, because of the past, I'm maybe gonna fail this. But in the end, it doesn't matter. It didn't. I still got accepted into university. And yeah, guys, the past doesn't matter anymore. The future, on the other hand, it's for you to decide. Back to you. Next time, kill me now.
Wow, Ali, that really hits me where I live. Don't. Okay, alright. Usually, most of the time, people that have trouble letting go of their first love, especially one is unrequited, so it's very enlightening. Now, now, next one, please. Yeah. Okay, all right, one more time. 1, 2, 3, go.
You can do it.
Right, what's your name?
Go for it.
Just, there's no death.
Huh? No.
Everyone is gonna die.
No, because tonight. Sorry.
Don't worry, Ken. I was also planning on death.
This is Empress.
Emperors.
Yeah.
There's no death.
Huh? No, too much. Anyway,
How's death feel?
trying to be positive. So yes. Okay. All right. Ken. If you feel old, what would you call your mama? If you feel old, what would you call your mama, Ken? Right.
Oh my God.
I'm a person who always people quite amazed of my age. Whenever I approach an auntie, which they are also a group of mothers. If I'm old, what do I call my mama? I believe some of you watched this very famous superhero movie, Marvel Avengers, Captain America, Civil War. Why they two fight together? I'm not gonna spoil the movie because Iron Man discovered something horrible. Somebody murdered his mom. So immediately he became very vengeful. He tried everything he can to revenge for his mother. A lot of us today, especially men, we call it motherly love. Filial love, sorry. It's called your mother and you. It's naturally born within inside us. Since we were very small at that time, when we were still in primary school, we are naturally loved with my mom. Or until they wait until 50 years old. Guys, you still love your mother. Last year, my grandmother passed away. It was very sad, it was very sympathy. Then it's the first time ever I saw my uncle, a very strong doctor, really break down his heart. He really got very depressed. He was unable to express or deliver his condolences, his words during the funeral. Then I realized one thing, mother love played a very vital role towards all men together. We are not here to compare our mothers, who is more nagging, who scold the most. But in the end, we realized that no matter how much we rejected our mother, in the end, that is what we call a true love. I'm a person who is a very headstrong person. Regardless how old I am, I'm still very stubborn. But there is someone who is always my great advisor, which is my mother also. That's why no matter how old I feel, how much I grow, parents always think that we are still immature. That is a very good sign. But we have our stubbornness inside us. We always think that we are number one. But always remember, parents' love is something invaluable, something you should cherish it, something that is priceless to you. With that, ladies and gentlemen, love your family.
Clap right up for him. Thank you, Ken. I'm sure it's really a personal story. Okay, now, next. June. Sorry. Hi, June. Okay, take your card. Everything has its time, everything ends. Okay, June, everything has its time, everything ends. Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Hi everybody.
Hello.
I'm sure sometime in your life you probably fell in love. And it was the kind of love that was unrequited. It was the kind of love that is like, this person is for me. This person is probably the person, if we get together, we're going to get married, one, confirm. So there was that time when you were so certain of one person that is my soulmate, I believe. And then as time passes, it came to an end. So just like your first love, life is also the same. Everyone has its time, like even death, even doing a project when you're suffering the most, when you're just like, goodness me, this is my time, this is my prime time. I'm like my teens, my young adult life, this is the time for me to shine. And then you're like bashed up with work, and then you're just like, I'm not enjoying this time. When am I gonna get out of uni so I can just start earning money? Because the student life is hard. The worst student life, am I right? And likewise for students, adults face the same thing. They're just probably like, oh Lord, I have to go back to work today. And in the end, although we are well aware that everything has its ending, we're so focused on like, when's it gonna end? When's it gonna end? That we miss the whole point of it. We miss the main point. What do you learn from this? What can you savor in that moment? Even through your pains and struggles, I'm sure you have those bittersweet moments where you're just like, I'm never gonna get the same feeling, the same experience that I'm getting now. So although we all know everything will come to an end, guys, I urge you to just find that bittersweet moment that you can just savor, because it will come to an end. Thank you.
You know how they say time flies? I don't really realize it because I wasn't sober most of the time. Now, yes, my next volunteer. Thank you. What's your name? Suhin. Yes. You had to pick it, man. Why? You brought this onto yourself. Anyways.
Why are you scaring him?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. So yeah, Suhin. My gloves. Fingertips. No, I got it. All right. Okay. Is there still time for love? Suhin, is there still time for love? Anyway. That's up to you. All right. Good luck. Yeah.
Is there still time for love? I think there is still time for love. Love is an expression where you show care towards the people that you like, and you respect them. You show them ultimate love, yeah. And so, come back to your question, is there still time for love? I think there is still time for love, and we should not hate the others. Just because we're not doing well, or and yeah, we should love. That's it.
I'm sorry, my first time.
There's a lot of love that needs to be expressed. However, there's only one problem. There is some people that appear to be unavailable, if you actually get my meaning. Now, next please.
Just kidding.
Hello, friend. What's your name?
Rabani.
I
What?
don't know about it.
I'm Rabani. Just let me write my name down.
I'm sorry, I've actually known this guy for 2 years. I still have trouble pronouncing his name. So sorry. Huh?
It's not mine.
2 years.
Rabani.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Pick a card, man. Any card. Okay. Okay.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yes. I'm supposed to read that actually. That's my job. So, yes. All right. Rabani, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. Good luck.
Can I have
Yes.
Alright, Rome, I got this phrase from Annie. Rome wasn't built in a day. So I think this phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day, is more of like, you cannot build something in a single day. You cannot build something in a short term. Okay, since like I'm a football fan, let me put this in a football context. So for example, in the Premier League, for example, Manchester United, they had Jose Mourinho as their manager, but then he has all the money in the world to buy all this squad. Like this summer, Mourinho spent around he spent on players like Lindelof, couldn't remember anymore, but then his Premier League squad, Manchester United, wasn't performing quite well in the Premier League. Why? It's because his squad cannot be built in a short time. I mean, in this fast evolving world, everyone, like the football fans, the pundits, everyone, they want instant success. However, instant success cannot be built in a short time. Something should be built slowly by slowly. Moving on, I recently read an article about Malaysia, the Malaysian national football team. So the Malaysian national football team recently lost to North Korea 4-1. The fans were crazy. They expected more out of the from the Malaysian squad. But however, and they also expect the coach, the current national coach, to be sacked now. But however, Rome wasn't built in a day. The Malaysian team cannot be revolutionized, cannot be turned into some kind of a Argentinian team or a Germany team. It has to be slowly by slowly, step by step, gradual evolution from grassroots level to the high level. I mean the thing here is all about patience here. Everyone needs to be patient because Rome wasn't built in a day. It needs progress. Alright.
Now, did everybody have fun with the table topic session? Yeah. Now, just remember that I know many of you actually wanted to have a lot of things accomplished throughout the year, but you didn't have enough time. But don't forget, there's always next year. But if that doesn't happen, there's always the next year, and the next year, and the next year. If by then it doesn't happen, that means there's something wrong. So thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon.
So with that was the last table topic session for this year. Like what Danny said, if you really wanted to come up here and experience what it's like, but you can't. It's okay. just try to wait for next year. Because as you know, time flies very fast, right? So once again, let's give another round of applause to all the brave souls. Yeah. Another mention actually